one, we're going to evaluate each expression. We have 4 expressions here, so you might want to scroll to the one that most interests you. The first one, and what we're just going to use is our exponential rules given here. And to use the exponential rules, the bases have to be the same. So these b's here are called bases. So for our first problem, 8 cubed times 16 to the power of negative 2 divided by 32 do not have the same base. But they all can be formed with base 2. So if I use base 2, I can write my 8 is 2 cubed, and then we still have the cube here, times my 16, I can write this as 2 to the power of 4, and that would be to the power of negative 2, and divided by my 32 is going to be 2 to the power of 5. Now all my bases are the same. Let's simplify this. This is going to be 2. This is going to be the power property. Where is that? This one right here. That means you just multiply these two. 9 times 2. Multiply these two and you get negative 8. And then just copy down 2 to the power of 5. Alright, from here we're going to use the product rule. So the product rule means we're multiplying these two because it's times. So write 2 to the power of 9 plus, because we're adding, negative 8. And then for the divide, that's your quotient property. And that means for the 5 you're subtracting 5. Alright, now that we have that, we're going to get 2 to the power of 9 minus 13. This equals 2 to the power of negative 4. Now for the negative exponents, we can just write this as 1 divided by 2 to the power of positive 4. Alright, and this is going to equal 1 divided by 16. Alright, now let's proceed to the next one. So the next one, what we're going to do first is use our product rule. So we're going to use the power of a product rule, a product of an exponent. So basically, we're just going to multiply this. So this is going to be 3 to the power of negative 2 times 2, and then you multiply these two, and that's going to, well, let's just put negative 3 to the power of negative 2. So this is going to give you 3 to the power of negative 2 times 2 to the power of, and you multiply these, you're going to get 6. Using your negative properties, this is 1 divided by 3 squared times 2 to the power of 6. So after this, you can simplify 1/9 times 2 to the power of 6. You can put that over 1 in fraction form. And 2 to the power of 6 is 64. And then we have 9. So that will be that answer. All right. And the next one, let's go ahead and just multiply this. So we can do, let's see. If you multiply this, you're going to get 2 squared. Right? Because if you square the negative, when you take negative 2 squared, that's like negative 1 times 2 squared, but negative 1 squared is 1. All right, so that's that. And then we have 2 to the power of negative 3. And then we're going to do like we did in this first one. This will be times to the power of negative 1 times 3 squared to the power of negative 1. All right. So this one right here is going to be, when you multiply those two, that's going to be times 2 to the power of 3. And then this is going to be times 3 to the power of negative 2. So taking these two, we're using the product rule. So that's going to be 2 times 2 plus 3 times, and I'm going to use my negative property of exponents here. That's going to be times 1 divided by 3 squared. And you get rid of that negative. All right, from here, This is 2 to the power of 5 times 1/9. So that 2 to the power of 5, or 2 to the 5th power, is 32, and then divide it by 9. And finally, the last one, we have negative 10 to the power of 0. So anything to the 0 power equals 1. So this just equals 1. All right, another thing, if you had this, then using PEMDAS, or order of operations, this equals 1, and then you would put the negative. And some students ask me, how do you know this is true? Basically, there's different ways, but think about if you had 2 squared divided by 2 squared. Well, we know this equals 1, right? Because that's 4 divided by 4. So if you use your quotient property here, you could write this as 2 to the power of 2 minus 2, which equals 2 to the power of 0. And these are the same, and so 2 to the power of 0 equals 1. That's one method. All right, that's it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.